I chose to critique this image because it tells a story of a very relevant contemporary problem related to college students. When I look at this image, I get the sense that the photographer is trying to demonstrate the college lifestyle of indulging in excessive amounts of fast food and taking advantage of being lazy in bed in any spare time that the college student might have. I am unsure as to what the fairy tale, legend, or fable is of the narrative from looking at this image. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but I do wish it were a little more apparent so that my mind could have a basis for thinking of what the possible fable could be. In my critique, I will explain the visual content of the image so that the audience members have a good mental representation of what the physical image looks like. I will then explain some of the elements and principles of art and design that I see within the image. There is one subject in the image. The subject is only shown from the top of the legs by the hips down. I would assume that the subject is a young female in her 20s, judging from her black leggings on her legs, the black acrylic nail on her thumb, and her young, non-wrinkled looking skin on her hand. Her right ankle is crossed over her left ankle. Both of her feet are visible, but only a portion of the subject's left foot is visible. The subject is holding a cheeseburger in her left hand. One large bite has been taken out of the cheeseburger in her hand. The subject appears to be laying in her bed, possibly watching TV, while eating the burger that is in her hand. In addition to the burger in her hand, there is a plate full of other fast food items sitting on her bed next to her right kneecap. There appears to be 2, possibly 3, other burgers on the plate with a large French fry from McDonald's. There is a large McDonald's cup sitting on the bed behind the plate. Next to the cup behind the plate is a small blue bowl of what appears to be bars of chocolate. There are some pieces of clothing on the ground in the image on the right-hand side. In the background of the image, there is a red and white vertically striped piece of fabric hanging from the dresser, which, if I had to guess, was an American flag. Finally, the subject is wearing a white watch around her left wrist. I will now describe some of the elements and principles of art and design that I notice when I look at this image. There are lots of colors within the image. The most eye-capturing color to me is the red French fry carton, which is laying on the plate on the bed. The blue bowl of chocolate bars also captures my attention. The red and white striped flag in the background definitely captures my attention, but it almost distracts my eye from the burger in the subject's hand, which is what I believe to be the main object of the image. The color yellow can be seen from the McDonald's emblems on the cup and the fry carton. It can also be seen from the yellow French fries and the cheese on the 3 burgers. The color black is seen from the subject's leggings, which take up the right side of the image's space. The great comforter is seen throughout the majority of the image as well. The most obvious element and principle of art and design in the image is the shallow depth of field. The foreground of the subject's hand holding the cheeseburger is in focus, but everything else in the background of the image is blurry. Combining the content of the image with the shallow depth of field almost gives the image a sense of sadness or depression. Texture is seen in the gray comforter on the bed by the way the light is hitting the comforter and causing shadows. Overall, the image tells a contemporary story well, but not so much a fairy tale or fable. Finally, in terms of composition, the image could be improved a little bit by using a different setting with maybe a little less of a busy background.